Hello and welcome to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker here to try another tea. There's always another tea to try. There can be hundreds of different teas. To say that you don't like tea is probably another way of just saying I haven't tried enough teas to find one that I like. There's so many different options. There's got to be something out there for everyone. I've put in enough here to my 3-ounce Guy one to cover the bottom inch diameter of the bottom there. Added my water's been brought to an early young boil and has been cooling for about just under a minute. So it's still got plenty of heat. My guess would be that this is around 205, 200 degrees, somewhere in that neighborhood. Set this water out of the way. Put the lid on, a little bit of water should rest. I'm going to add just a drop more. I want just enough water to create a seal. A little bit of water resting above the rim of the lid. Kind of keeps that air tight. So that's good. Get this out of the way now and introduce this tea as it steeps for a moment. This is from the Peony Tea Company. Peony Tea, based in Singapore. PeonyTS.com is the website. This is their DongDing tea, and it is a Taiwanese oolong. And you can find out more information on the product page of this site. For example, you can find out that this was from Lugu Township, which is in the DongDing, the base, the area of the DongDing Mountain in Nantou County, Taiwan. You can get 50 grams for $21. This was harvested in spring of 2012. It is DongDings and oolongs can be roasted to different degrees. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at a light roasted, a fairly green type of oolong. This one is a medium roast, and we know that this is produced from the Qingxin varietal, the green heart varietal of tea plant. Okay, so that tells us quite a bit. That gives us some clues already about this tea. I'm going to go ahead and look at the dry leaf, and then, of course, we'll move on to the wet leaf and the liquor. A nice sweetness here. Again, it's gentle. It's not that lighter, some of the more greener florals. This one's a bit closer to graham cracker, so there's a bit of a kind of a light kind of toasty element there, and yet sweet, like the honey aspect of a graham cracker, for example. Scooping out some of these leaves. Looking at these leaves on the spoon here, they're fairly large. They are rolled, and you can see some of the branch or stem that connects one leaf to another, indicating this. I mean, with the size of these, the fact that there's that branch or stem there, this is going to be more than one leaf rolled together in most cases. Colors, again, because it's not the brighter deep green or green blue. This is getting more towards a green, light brown, green, almost kind of greenish red, because there was more heat applied that changed the color of these. You get some light olive type colors here and there. But compared to some others, this one you can tell has been roasted more. Okay, that's the initial impressions I can get from the dry leaf here. I'm going to seal that up and get ready to pour this. I'm going to angle my lid over to the side, get my pitcher ready, and pour just like so. Shaking out those last few potent drops, getting those out. I'm going to shake these leaves just a little bit, kind of loosen up as they stuck to the side of the Guy one here, and give it a smell. Again, a sweetness coming out. It's not a heavy vegetable. This one's getting more towards in that toasty realm, light toasty area. get sweet, so there's a bit of a honey aspect to it. It's a warm, moving ever so slightly towards honey roasted peanut. There is a toasty, nearly nut-like sweetness there. Pleasant, not not like overripe fruit, not overly harsh. None of that kind of element there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out a few of these. We have one leaf, an individual leaf, talking about how most of these look to be more than one leaf. Here's an example. There's some presence of just individual leaves. You can see some of the rust, the blotches of oxidation along the edge. So that's kind of a useful, helpful example. Let me press that to the side here. So that the fact that this was an individual leaf meant it unfurled faster than some of those more tightly compact multiple leaves there together. I'm looking for a little bit of stem here to see what happens when those stem that I thought was multiple leaves. Here, for example, is one that is a leaf, a part of a leaf that was separated. So it was more than one leaf at one point. Another example here, pull out. Now I have one leaf, two leaves. It looks like the start of a tip there at the very end of the branch. So let me set that here. Edges, I mean, these have unfurled quite a bit, even when it's more than one leaf. I mean, they've nearly fully opened up. Less oxidation when they were more than one leaf. Less red blotchy coming out when it's more than one leaf rolled together. And actually, I'm surprised because this looks to be, at least in this particular Gaiwan full, I have one leaf and or maybe two leaves. Yeah, two leaves at most. Perhaps a broken off third there. But for the most part, yes, 1 to 2 leaves. I'm going to move on then to the liquor here. Let me kind of swirl that around for a second. Hold it up to the light. A golden yellow color. It's almost got there's almost a light greenish tinge to it. Like yellow-green type color to it. But it's deep, it's rich. Let's give it a pour here. So again, graham cracker, a light lilac type sweetness, floral element coming off now. A lot of your Taiwanese oolongs tend to kind of boost their aroma and their flavor as the temperature drops. So that's something to consider. Maybe want to set this for just off to the side for a few minutes, let it cool. Looking down in the cup, still nice, good, bright color. A honeyed smoothness. At first, along the front edge of your tongue there, it dries there, a light astringency, but that drops, and what you get more towards the middle and back of the mouth is a thicker brothy feel, followed by, again, a sweetness there, and it is a nearly nectar-like sweetness, but again, it's a warm, almost toasty type of nectar sweetness. If you could caramelize nectar, that's the best way I could say. If you could caramelize nectar to get a little bit of toasty sweetness there, so it's in that honey, caramel, toasty sweetness type region. The aftertaste has already dropped off quite a bit. So let me give this another shot here. That graham cracker comes out in the front as you swallow, as the tea rises up into your nose, you get more of that graham cracker type sweetness there. A hint of the lilac still present in the liquor there, and kind of smack and send some air into your nose. You can still pick that up, wafts of that here and there. Now it's starting to, that aftertaste is starting to drop off. It's gentle, it's faintly sweet, it's still there to some degree. But looking at this tea, generally I find that a medium roast like this will give you a little bit more of a honeyed sweetness, a little bit more of a toasty character, sometimes a bit of a smoother broth and a sweeter aftertaste. Of course, that's not just the roasting aspect, but that's also the leaf selection as well, the leaf characteristics of the source plant, and of course the environment in which it grew and whatnot. But looking at this tea, I would give this tea, I mean, as far as DongDings go, I would probably give this a 90. It's got nice components. It's got, but again, that the aftertaste didn't extend as long as some others I've tasted. It did well with bringing a little bit of that lilac and bringing a little bit a broader sense from the graham cracker honey toast over to the lilac. So it had a fairly nice range. Didn't last. It didn't last. I mean, it lasted. But the fact that it started with a bit of a little bit more of an astringent bite than some others, like I said, along the front edge of the tongue there, that not present to this degree in some others. So come back to Walker Tea Review to find where your teas fit on your range of what you're looking for.